And the World of Birds audience, like yourselves, have been critical to this fundraising effort. This is Baby Bird, a Moluccan cockatoo. He's demonstrating a behavior that you guys are all going to get the opportunity to participate in at the end of our show. Now, Baby's still getting used to strangers, but after the show, we'll be bringing out a military macaw named Pickle. She is a pro at this, and she'll be coming out for anyone who would like to meet her and help raise much-needed funding for the conservation of endangered species in the wild. Like, for example, the blue-throated macaw. Blue-throated macaws are critically endangered. There are fewer than 400 of them remaining in the wild, where they're found in just a small portion of north-central Bolivia. The main threats they face include trapping for the illegal cut trade and the clearing of their native wood and habitat for cattle range. The LA Zoo is committed to saving this species from extinction. Each year we donate towards the installation of artificial nest boxes in their native habitat. And here at the zoo's behind-the-scenes Avian Conservation Center, we have a breeding pair of blue-throated macaws who have successfully raised 5 healthy chicks. Programs like ours, through donations, have helped raise much-needed funding for this project and many like it. Hopefully, along these efforts, we'll have the beautiful blue-throated macaw flying in high numbers, once again in their native Bolivian skies. Parrots in the wild are known for their vibrant color and beauty in flight, as well as their enormous, strong beaks. And here to help me demonstrate that strength is Cordon, a hyacinth macaw. I'm going to hand her this hard-shelled almond, and she's going to crack open that almond with ease, just about as easily as we might crack into a peanut. No, but the hyacinth macaw is the largest flying parrot species in the entire world. They're easily recognized by this radiant blue color. Unlike rainforest macaw species, these guys prefer the arid grasslands of Brazil and Bolivia. Their diet consists of a lot of palm nuts in the wild, which are great for those big, strong beaks because they have a really tough outer shell. Conservation efforts are ongoing for these guys. They have a lot of parental investment. So one pair is usually only able to raise one fledgling about every other year. So that's why these guys' populations are declining in the wild due to that slow reproduction rate. Luna and Venus were bred in a zoo for species management, while Cordon here was actually rescued from the illegal wildlife trafficking trade. Together, they are all ambassadors for their cause here at the World of Birds show. Birds are incredibly diverse. There are over 9,000 species of them in the world, and they live on every single continent. And all of them are the descendants of the dinosaurs. And here at World of Birds, we're extremely proud to have recently trained the closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus rex. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, our modern chickens are some of the closest living descendants of the dinosaurs. And while our rooster Earl may not have sharp talons or hunt much prey, a lot of birds still do. Those are the raptors and the birds of prey. So soon we'll be introducing you to an African serpent eagle known as a battle lord. Now when he comes out, check out his incredible coloration. These guys have red and orange on their bodies that can actually change color a little bit, almost like a mood ring. If he's really agitated, he might be a little more purple, or more relaxed, he'd be a little bit more yellow. He should be making his way out in just a moment. These guys eat a lot of different prey out in the wild. They eat a lot of carrion, like vultures do. Now, he's not a vulture, but these guys will eat a lot of dead and decaying things that they can find. They'll eat small mammals, reptiles, but they're really good at eating snakes. So he's got thick scales on his feet that help protect him from the bites of venomous snakes out in the wild. Now, these guys are also known for their flight characteristics. They have really unique flight style with 360-degree loop-de-loops and a side-to-side rocking action that helps them steer. In fact, the name battle lord, translated from French, means acrobat or street performer. So those really unique flight characteristics. So great job there, Azuri and Katie. Now, speaking of snakes, is anybody here afraid of snakes? Not too many? Well, that's good, that's good. Well, if you were, and you just were embarrassed to admit it, never fear, because our next bird is going to save you from the any very dangerous, venomous rubber snakes that might make their way out onto the bird show stage. This is Abe. He's an Abyssinian brown hornbill. He definitely reminds me of a dinosaur. So these guys are found in Africa, and they're opportunistic omnivores, which means they'll pretty much eat about anything that they come across that is edible. And notice as he hunts that rubber snake, he grabs it right behind the back of the head. That ensures that the snake wouldn't be able to turn around and bite him if it were a real snake. And then if it were a real snake, he would just swallow it whole. Now he knows this is not a real snake. Every time he does that shaking behavior, we give him a little bit of his favorite food. So that's kind of how we work with all of our birds here at the Bird Show in different capacities, using positive reinforcement. So when we see a behavior we like, we reinforce it, and thereby increases the likelihood that that behavior is going to happen again. Some of the most efficient airborne predators in any habitat, featuring silent flight, night vision, and incredible hearing, are the raptors known as owls. And one of the largest among them is the Eurasian eagle owl.
An owl is coming out.
Should be making her way on stage momentarily. These guys have incredibly massive feet and talons for capturing really large prey, including small antelope, and even other nighttime predators like foxes and lynx. Further stealth attributes include the ability to remain nearly motionless for hours at a time while hunting, as Babs is doing a great job of demonstrating right now. They also have that camouflage plumage that allows them to remain unseen, while incredible vision pinpoints their prey. Owls also have incredible hearing, and their ear tufts, their feather tufts rather, on the top of their head are not actually her ears, but they do collect sound and funnel that sound to offset ear holes. They have one ear way up here and one ear way down here. So that'd look pretty silly if they had those external ear holes. But what that does is it actually gives her a 3D soundscape of her environment. So a lot of owls don't even have to see their prey in order to accurately swoop down and grab it. So owls have really great big eyes. That's kind of what they're famous for taking in as much light as possible during the nighttime hours when they're active. Those eyes are actually tubular. They're not sphere-shaped like ours. They go way back into her skull. So suffice it to say, for those guys, finding a meal is rarely a problem. Now, sounds like Barbarella is having a little adventure backstage. I just got word. So those tubular eyes that I was talking about, I cut myself off before I finished my thought, which is that those tubular eyes go way back into the skull and doesn't leave much room in the skull for a brain. So not the best problem solvers, owls, but they are very good at doing what they need to survive in the wild. Now, some of the most efficient airborne predators some of the most majestic raptors are the eagles, and hatched right here at the Los Angeles Zoo in Botanical Gardens. This is Nima, our African fish eagle. She may look a little familiar to you guys. Fish eagles are close relatives of our national bird, the American bald eagle. Both species do hunt mainly fish, which they're able to grab right off the surface of the water mid-flight with their powerful talons. Now, the fish eagle even has special calluses on the bottoms of their feet to help them grip onto their slippery prey. Being from Africa, however, these guys would also go after larger prey, even the occasional flamingo. They're known throughout Africa for their loud and unforgettable call that has earned them the nickname, the Voice of Africa. We've just seen the beauty of parrots in flight, the stealth of a giant owl, and the grace of a couple of eagles. Now we're going to step it up a notch. You guys ready for some action? Yeah. All right, this next final raptor will be demonstrating some of the aerobatic prowess that these hunters utilize to survive in the wild. I'd like to draw your attention to the top of the hillside behind me, where appearing soon will be our female Harris's hawk, Phoenix. Joining me in the stands is Monica. She's going to be hidden behind the tallest part of our stage, giving Phoenix the task of locating her just like she would her prey in the wild. Successfully demonstrated that the shortest distance between any 2 points is always a straight line, even if you have to go right through the building. All of the birds that you guys have seen here today have special roles that they play in nature. And it's important for us to remember the role that we must play as humans, which is to protect this planet and all of the creatures that we share it with. So on behalf of everyone here in the world of birds and all of our feathered friends, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. Please have a wonderful rest of your day here at the Great East Science Museum.